Dorothy here.
Would you not leave me? I have to get gas. I forgot.
Kathy Carlson.
Emily did it for me
Martha
yesterday.
Easterwell.
And then I just put it together last night.
Lauren Embry.
How'd it turn out? Good?
It's good.
Lauren,
Emily's good.
Lauren's here. I just talked to her.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Except you weren't in any of
Erin.
them.
I know.
You having
It's not
fun?
my strong point. I'm having a blast. I'm having a blast.
Are you having fun?
I'm having a great time. I like the chicas.
The chicas?
I like the chicas.
How's it going?
Morning. Fine, just trying to eat my breakfast.
Do you think the tour is going well?
I think everything is going extremely well, and so far it's still good.
So far, still good. The quote of the tour. How about you, Becky?
I think it's going great.
What was your favorite thing yesterday?
Very nice. Taking the cuts with school.
Yeah.
Meeting Daryl finally. He's amazing. Yeah, I love my food. I'm not in advance.
What was your favorite thing yesterday? Top three.
Oh, well, the panel. Listening to the four panelists. Eloise Cobell. Just being in her presence. So I really enjoyed the panel, and I also enjoyed the drive. I enjoyed the drive through the countryside because it's so dramatically beautiful and so very different from the quiet beauty of Georgia. And I was just reminded of how much different kind of beauty there is in this land, and that was spectacular. And then the drum circle, they rocked.
Cool.
Like a wild animal. Whoever captures it, owns it. So said the famous industrialist John Paul Getty, who founded Getty Oil. In Canada, his words still hold true. You don't own the oil unless you own shares in ExxonMobil, Suncor, Petro-Canada, or one of the big private corporations that control Canada's oil supply.
Yeah.
That's what we're worried about.
All right. Okay. It's like you're starting to go over. If you go under, that's fine. Don't feel like you have to do a 20-minute presentation. But we have that much time.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it was 20 minutes. That's
Yeah.
what I planned.
Okay. You ready to get going? Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Show us
This panel is an opportunity to look at some of the big pictures in North America from the issues of our oil consumption and addiction that begin and are best exemplified perhaps today by the tar sands of Alberta and the destruction of indigenous communities in the far north, the implications of that as it comes down through Montana, whether through the heavy haul or the pipelines. And then the issues of the Cheyenne people in eastern Montana and the entire coal and coal bed methane development issues, or exploitation, it's always such a misnomer to call it development, in the eastern part of the state, to the cultural and environmental issues here in the Salish and Kootenai community. So again, my name is Winona Leduc, Binesiquin, Shinakaz, Mukwa, Indodam, Galbabani Kog, Ishkaniganing, and Nujaba. I'm from the White Earth Reservation in northern Minnesota. I'm very pleased to be here. I'm your panel moderator, and I'm the director of Honor the Earth, and worked on these issues ever since I was an adult, I guess. Since I was about 18, which puts that at about 30 years. I'm going to introduce my first, we have four amazing panelists that I'm not exactly sure how we managed to talk them all into coming from various parts of the planet. But Ariel Deranger is going to begin our panel, and she's from northern Alberta. I'm going to follow her with Pat Smith, who's going to be talking about the issues of eastern Montana and coal bed methane. And then we're going to follow that with Frances Auld and Rich Jensen.
Thank you, Winona. Again, my name is Ariel Tsekwe Deranger, and I come from a community called the Athabasca Chippewan First Nation, which I'm not sure how many of you had the opportunity to see a screening of the movie H2O the other day. How many people saw that? Okay, so I guess that gives you a little bit of context. I will do a quick review of some information on the community in my PowerPoint for everyone today, just so you get a better understanding. The Athabasca Chippewa First Nation is a Dene community in northern Alberta. I'm not good with PCs, so excuse me. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Canadian tar sands, because right now the Alberta tar sands in Canada are the largest industrial project in the world, and the scope of this project actually touches coast to coast to coast to coast of the continental North America. So first I'm going to start off with a little bit about who I am and my Athabasca. And the community of Fort Chipewyan sits kind of at the mouth where the river meets into the lake. And so the people are very reliant on these water systems and the river systems and everything that it brings with them, including the waterfowl, the ducks, migratory birds, fish, moose, reindeer, caribou, so on and so forth. So as you can see, the area consists of vast marshlands and boreal forests. And this is actually one of the world's largest potable water sources on the planet, and it's being contaminated and destroyed. It's a natural filtration system because of the marshlands, which filter into the river systems. And in the area where the Athabasca Chippewa First Nation live, it's actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site, being valued for its rich biodiversity and rich potable water sources. However, it's all being destroyed for this. This is actually what it looks like. This is tar sands. Industry calls it bitumen or bitumen. And you can see that it's not actually like oil, the way we think of oil. It's a very tarry substance, that's why it has the name tar sands, because it's literally like a tar mixed in with the clay and the minerals and the dirt that exist within the boreal forests that I've shown you earlier. So in order to get to it, there are two different processes, and my slide didn't work, so I'm just going to explain it to you. There are two different ways of doing that. One is to do open pit mining. This is what most of the tar sands development is how it's currently being extracted at present. So they're ripping up the boreal forests, the marshlands, and the industry refers to this as overburden, which is just a kind of ridiculous name for the vegetation and the habitat for so many animals. And they remove it, and then they dig down with some of the largest tractors and shovel trucks in the world, and they put it into these large trucks. And they remove about 4 tons of dirt to produce 1 barrel of oil. And these trucks are literally going 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. They don't stop. They're constantly in motion, constantly digging up the earth. And the process itself, in order to then pull the tar sands or the oil out of the sand, requires mass amounts of water that they actually take from the Athabasca River, where they then process it and they spin it at super high speeds with the superheated water and chemical solvents to dilute the tar until it comes out and it separates from the sand. The byproduct of all of this is toxic tailings ponds. These are pictures of some of the tailings ponds. This area in the bottom right corner is actually the Athabasca River. So you can see that some of these tailings ponds actually sit just meters away from the shorelines. And these toxic ponds, as the industry calls them, but they're more like lakes, they can actually be seen from outer space now, and some of them encompass an area of over 30 kilometers square. I don't know what it is in miles. I'm sorry I'm talking Canadian to you guys.